Hello students, you are most welcome again like with me. As you know, in the book The Hive, you have to read the second lesson as a poem, The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. You must something know before going to read the complete poem about the writer Robert Frost, because it is very relevant, and to connect with the writer's words, it is necessary to know about something about his life. Robert Frost, who is a very prominent and one of the great poet of the world, and his personal life was also very amazing, because he adopted the profession as a writer in a very late age, when he was 40 years old. And this stage of life is very crucial for all of us, because at this stage, if you will have to decide about your profession, if you will want to change your path of life, you will be in dilemma. आप अंतर्द्वंद में, dilemma, what to do or not. And Robert Frost took the challenge to be a writer. So this poem is also his personal experience. Let us move towards the poem. The first lines of this poem: two roads diverged in a aloe wood. Here you must know the symbolizing aspects of the writer. राइटर ने कुछ चीजों का ऐसा उपयोग किया है जिसको उसने सिंबलाइज किया है. उसका एक्चुअल मीनिंग, उसका एग्जैक्ट मीनिंग कुछ और होता है, और जैसा कि अक्सर इट हैपेंस विद द ऑल ऑफ द पोएम्स. हियर टू रोड्स symbolizes the two different paths of our life, our profession. And he tells us that two roads diverge in aloe woods. Aloe woods ऐसा जंगल जो ऑटम सीजन में यूरोप में ऑटम सीजन में पेड़ों के पत्ते पीले होके गिर जाते हैं, तो उसको हम बोलते हैं एलो वुड. सो द राइटर सेज हियर दैट टू रोड्स डाइवर्स, डाइफर्केटेड, दो अलग रास्तों में निकल रहे हैं. एंड सॉरी आई कुड नॉट ट्रेवल बोथ. एंड हियर द पोएट रिग्रेट्स that there are two paths, two tracks. He had to choose one of them because he could not travel the both tracks of his life, both profession of his life. So he had to choose one of the path of his life, which he mentioned here, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, being a traveler, long I stood यात्रा करने के पहले रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट here says us that he had to stand on the point where the two roads diversified in two directions, and long he had to stand there and think which road he had to choose, which would be proved better for his rest of life, and look down one as far as I could. Here the poet says that for a long period he stood at that point where the two roads, two paths of life bifurcated, and he looked down the one of the road as far as he could. जहां तक वो देख सकता था, एक रोड को उसने ध्यान से देखा. To where it bent, where the road bent, took turning in the undergrowth of the woods, and then he started to making his choice. And in the second stanza of the poem, the Robert Frost wrote that then he took the others as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim. I want to clear you that the situation of that two roads which were diverse from each other at a point. One road was covered with green grasses and leaves, and it seems that very less or no people dared to travel the road. But what is the condition of the other road? The other road was completely trodden black. It means a number of people traveled through that road, and this is the dilemma of the poet, कि which road must be better for him. Let us take such a situation in your life. Everybody who are watching this video, everybody will have to choose a road of your life. The day will come, and it is not far off. You have to choose the road of your life. The road of, what do you mean by the road of your life? Some of you dreaming about being a doctor, being an engineer, being an IAS, being an IPS, and some students have in their mind to choose the profession which will be very easy for their rest of the life. This is the exact dilemma that Robert Frost was facing in his life. And what did then he do? It is a lesson for you, each and everybody's decision must be kept in mind before going to your rest of the life. You know Robert Frost, and because it was grassy and wanted wear, the road which was completely covered with green grasses and the leaves, and very few people dared to travel through that. And though as far for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And here the writer wants to say you that he wished if the both roads will be in the same condition, but it is not the reality of life. Some tracks of life, some career, some professions are very tough, very challenging rather than the others. And it is your duty that always ready to take the challenges in your life, and you will also choose the road which was less traveled, as the Robert Frost took. In another lines, Robert Frost wrote, and both that morning equally lay. The next morning, when he had to start his journey, he decided to choose the path of his life. Next morning, when he came to the divergent point of the two roads, he saw that the both roads were equally laid in leaves, no step had trodden black, and the road which was covered with green grasses and the leaves, as I have told you, that this road was very challenging for the people. So it is less weird, उस पे बहुत कम लोग चले थे, इसलिए पत्ते और घास ज्यों के त्यों थे. Oh, I kept the first for another day. And here Robert Frost told us that he wanted to keep the road which was more worn, through which a number of people had been traveled. He did not want to take the path. He spared the road for another day, for some time in coming of his life. So he told us that I kept the first for another day. At knowing how way leads on to way, at knowing, ये जानते हुए भी, knowing this fact that the road he was going to choose leads a number of roads, a number of turning point in that roads. This line refers that if you are going to take the challenge in a special career, you have to ready, you have to prepare yourself for the obstacles. There may be many turning point will come in your life. Many things and many people will be there to stop you, to disturb you. But it is your duty to be strong, stable and ardent in your decision. आपको अपने डिसीजन लेने के बाद उस पे कायम रहना चाहिए. तो यहाँ पे रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट बता रहे हैं कि इवन द रोड्स he chose leads many roads, many turning point. I doubted if I should ever come back. Here, the writer is in a confusion. And what was that confusion? He doubted while choosing the less traveled road that the risk in that path compelled him to rethink, because there may be chances of not returning back. तो जो भी आप डिसीजन लेते हैं ये मान के चलिए कि हो सकता है कि लौटने का रास्ता न हो. सो आपको अपने डिसीजन में डिटरमाइंड रहना है. इन द लास्ट स्टेंजा ऑफ द पोएम द रॉबर्ट फ्रॉस्ट राइट्स हियर, आई शैल बी टेलिंग दिस विथ साई, साई ऑफ रिलीफ, राहत की सांस लेते हुए the Robert Frost wanted to tell you that somewhere as hence two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. Here the writer tells us that after choosing the very risky, very uncertain path of his life as being a writer. You know, being a writer in these days is a very promptful and shining career. But do you know, in ancient times, a number of years before, the scenario was quite different. Being a writer means you are going to take the risk of survival. उस समय राइटर का बनना खुद को बचाने के लिए भी सोचना पड़ता था. And in that period, as I have told you, that he decided to be a writer at the late age of his life in 40 years. So he tells us that however he chose the risky path of his life, but here he wanted to say he felt a sigh of relief by choosing the risky road. It means he was completely satisfied with his decision, and that decision made all the difference in his life. All the difference means he became one of the greatest poet of the world. You know, his poems are still a matter of debate in an intellectual class among the scholars. And thus, मैं आपको एक बात बता दूं इस राइटर के बारे में. 40 साल की उम्र में इन्होंने राइटर बनना डिसाइड किया. उसके पहले बहुत सारे ट्रिवियल प्रोफेशंस में इन्होंने काम किया, यहां तक कि फल भी बेचे और भी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. और इस लेट एज में उन्होंने डिसाइड किया, एंड हिज डिसीजन प्रूव्ड वेरी ardent and decisive in his life. That's it, student. पिछले वीडियो में आपने जो लेसन पढ़ा मार्जी और टॉमी के बारे में, द फन दे हैड, उसमें आपको मैंने पीडीएफ में होमवर्क करने के लिए भेजा था. आपका होमवर्क मैं समझता हूं, उम्मीद करता हूं एज ए सीरियस स्टूडेंट आपने फेयर कर लिया होगा, क्योंकि अगली बार मैं उस फेयर का, उस पीडीएफ रिटन थिंग्स का आई वांटेड टू कन्वर्ट ऑल द कंटेंट इनटू ए वेरी इजी लैंग्वेज फॉर यू। एंड अगर आपने कर लिया होगा फिर तब मैं जो वीडियो में आपको इन सारी चीजों को क्लियर करूंगा तो आपके लिए ये बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगा। इसलिए जिसका भी छूटा हुआ हो वो जल्दी से जल्दी फेयर कर ले, क्योंकि जब मैं वीडियो दूंगा तो आपका फेयर आपके सामने रहना चाहिए। उसको बहुत ही इजी वर्ड्स में, इजी लैंग्वेज में मैं आपको इंटरप्रेट करूंगा। थैंक यू।
The Experimental Education